water is really an indispensable resource of our life, and we all depend on it. So the theme of our class today will be the mysteries of drinking water. As we have agreed maybe several lessons ago when you were given tasks, we today will be split into 6 groups. Groups of ecologists, biologists, mathematicians, we shall be also today linguists, physicists, and we shall take into account the properties of water, mysteries of drinking water from different perspectives. What I will ask you at the beginning, you will watch a very short video, just a 2-minute video. The task will be, of course, to find lots of interesting facts about water and define the key problem that mankind faces nowadays. Is the task clear?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
I think that it is the lack of water because 1 billion people isn't a small number. So I think it's a big problem.
Do you remember how it was called? Our planet was called how? Thirsty planet. Okay, thirsty planet. Okay, so, and just let's compare. Well, so African people. You imagine African people who live in really very hot and very desert place. They have to walk for miles in order to get these precious drops of water, which unfortunately are contaminated, which are full of bacteria. That's why people really suffer. And imagine and how lucky we are that we have just water. If you don't like it, if you don't, we will prove. And today we should speak about the safety of water we usually take from our tap water. Okay, so, and you imagine some countries, for example, Scandinavian countries, or maybe Austria. Can you imagine the people in Vienna just enjoy water, which is tap water? It's really, it's better like mineral water. Okay, all right, so such a great countries, and of course that water, which maybe considered to be pure, safe, of high quality, it's right now it's a rarity. Well, Cape Town, so you know the capital of South Africa, so it's really burning and really very great news about it, that they have a shortage of water. So, okay, so let's look deeper in the problem, yeah? Okay, of course we can watch many videos on YouTube, and if you are interested, of course, you have found lots of stuff, and I'm sure that today you are full of bright ideas and you are ready to share them with us, yeah? I shall invite, first of all, a group of ecologists who will speak about this problem more thoroughly. So, okay, our ecologists. So, 3 girls, and I will only remind you of those. Okay, my presentation. So that task of ecologists was to speak how serious is the global issue, what can be done to solve the problem, and share their opinion on how satisfactory is water purification in our town. So a group of girls from this group had an interview with the head of the public enterprise water canal, Alexandra Laktionov, and I hope that Sonia, being there, will share her opinion how satisfactory water purification. Yeah? So girls, do you need any stuff like that? So you're ready with the video, which will be a bit later. Yeah? Okay, so well.
So today our group of ecologists would like to demonstrate to you a niche of water cleanliness nowadays and explain how to reduce the pollution of this valuable resource. Water is the sense of life. Everything needs water and life cannot exist without it. It's the world's most threatened essential resource. Nowadays, it's not a secret that water pollution is a big issue. Everyone around the world has to deal with it in some way, at some point in their lives, but many places are worse than others about it. Infested with waste ranging from floating plastic bags and chemical waste, our water bodies have turned into a pool of poison. To be simple means water pollution. Water pollution is a major problem in the world today, with thousands of pollutant substances being discharged into the waters. It means that no river, no lake, no part of the oceans is entirely free from pollution. Water pollution is any contamination of chemicals or other foreign substances which are harmful to the health of people, plants, or animals. Polluted unsafe water is the leading cause of sickness and death, with thousands of hospital beds filled with people suffering from illnesses. Several people die each day due to the consumption of unsafe and polluted water.
To solve the problem with polluted water, we need to reduce the use of pesticides and herbicides which can change the water body's natural ecosystem. These chemicals also can kill plants, insects and animals in and around the affected waters, as well as create an environment that is costly to recover. The polluted water often makes its way into the watersheds and public water system, which means it is in the drinking water which is consumed. The best solution of water pollution is to prevent it. The most prominent solution is soil conservation. Water is polluted due to soil erosion too. So if there is soil conservation, we can stop water pollution to some extent. Everyone in society can do some helpful things to deal with the water pollution issue. Governments can control oil transfer in the sea and put more laws on defaulting companies. They also can find another solution for sewage rather than disposing them in the sea. It is therefore highly important to devise methods to reduce the level of water pollution that we are currently facing.
And the last but not least question is how satisfactory is water purification in our town? Recently our group has interviewed the head of water canal, Alexandra Laktionov. That's why we want to share some attitude with you and carry you through our small trip. But before watching the video we have made, I want to say that as a conclusion we have made with our team, I want to say that we don't have a big issue of water pollution in our town in comparison with other Ukrainian cities and even European countries. So what is the water purification system in Starokostyantyniv work like? Let's get to know.
That English project.
Our project is named A Journey of a Drop of Water. This video will shortly show you the main processes of water treatment. Here you can see one of the water intake stations, so-called deliveries. Our newest water purification system is located close to railway station 2. There is a device for decomposition of kitchen salt on sodium and chlorine. These pumps are for supplying air to the purification machines. You can see a diesel generator output device for electricity. All these devices are used for reducing the number of dirt in our water. Now you will see the process of turning sewage water into the one that comes back to the river. So here is real dirty water in addition to different stuff that people just dispose of in a sewage water. As a result, we get well-purified water that flows into the local river. All in all, before opening the tap, think about how big the road that has been passed by this drop of water is. Everyone should know that we must take care of the water, because who will do it for us? That's all, thanks for your attention.
So thank you our biologist whose task was to, I want to open, sorry. Okay, so biologist, you're welcome. I hope that our girls, their task was to make up a mind map of healthy benefits of drinking water and to have a talk on how beneficial may be really drinking water for the health of the person. To see how can water heal and what would happen if a person replaced all drinks with water. So you're welcome, girls.
Today we are biologists and we want to tell you some interesting facts about influence of water on our body. What happens when we drink water every day? We all have our morning habits, how we start the day and what we do first after that we get out of bed. Some drink coffee, some drink tea, some first eat breakfast and others just leave the house leaving these things for work. If we drink a glass of hot or warm water on an empty stomach every day, then it will increase your digestion, improve your metabolism and help your body eliminate toxins. Here are some of the biggest advantages of drinking water that will convince you to start doing it too. So healthy benefits of drinking water.
Water detoxifies your body. Drinking a glass of water every morning will help your body eliminate all the harmful toxins we store as a result of our unhealthy lifestyle. Water promotes the breakdown of food in the stomach and improves the function of the digestive tract. Hot water help lose weight. Hot water can be an excellent weight loss booster combined with a healthy diet and with little light exercise. Hot water boosts body temperature, speeds up your metabolism, helps you burn calories faster. It also has a beneficial effect on your kidneys and all excreted organs.
Drinking a glass of water in the morning will boost your metabolism and help your body function properly. It will also help you to eliminate the stomach pains that are usually caused metabolic function properly and inadequate digestion. Many people find relief from drinking hot water when they have pain, especially in the case of cramps.
Delay is the process of aging. We all want to be young and beautiful forever, and we try to do everything to preserve our youth and slow down the aging process as much as we can. Water can help you achieve this goal and prevent premature aging. When our body is flooded with toxins, this affects our overall appearance. However, if we drink a glass of warm water every day, it helps our body to remove toxins faster, slow down the aging process, and improve the elasticity of our skin.
Reduces constipation. Consumption of water relieves the bowel movements and relieves constipation. Drinking a glass of water, also water on an empty stomach every morning, also reduces the frequency of stomach problems. Comfort arthritis. In order to get some relief from the pain and discomfort from arthritis, hot baths, hot water pools and swimming pools also should be considered. Hot water also relaxes and relieves your muscles and cramps, and also some of joint aches. It also calms the nerves and muscles after the hard exercises and improves the blood circulation throughout the body.
So, as we understand, water is a very important thing in our life, and it is the basis of our good mood and good health. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Elsa. The oldest proverb about water. You can feed a horse with water, but you can't make it drink. Can you imagine this proverb was dates back to 1175. Can you imagine? It's really as old as hills, yeah? Okay, and it means that people like water, people like horses, cannot be made to do things they have no mind to. Okay. By the way, if you surf the net, you can find I don't know, thousands or maybe millions of different proverbs in different cultures. I like also one African, which means their best food is water. Okay, so water is really very precious, and they also showed us that really it helps you, okay, especially for hydration, yes, okay, for this stomach aches and many more things, okay, constipation and whatnot. Okay, thank you very much. And now chemists, they will invite us to the television program. Unfortunately today Liana is not present, but so hope that girls will. I will do this way, we will not switch it off in several minutes. Okay.
Yes, good afternoon, dear viewers, and you are welcome at our studio. Today we have to solve a problem that directly affects our health, and we'll try to find out some solutions. One more question which are under discussion is how contaminated our tap water is, and in what ways is it possible to purify water at home, and how effective the methods are. Today we welcome Anastasia Gennaryuk in our studio. This year she has made a chemistry research investigating how contaminated our local river Sluch is. Hello, Anastasia.
Hello everyone. It's a pleasure for me to share the results of my research with you.
Why have you decided to do this scientific research?
First of all, water is a vital part of our life. Secondly, this issue is topical and urgent to solve today. And thirdly, I wanted to find out what harmful substances we consume while drinking our water.
And what was the basis of your research?
I made a series of experiments of 5 different samples taken in 5 various places of the Sluch and Ikopot rivers in our town.
How many experiments have you made?
All in all, it seems to me 5 experiments, and one of them I want to show you a little bit later.
Can you explain to us what harmful substances are there in water, and how can you filter them out?
Just now I know for sure that our river water is full of chlorine, sulfates. Fortunately, lignines haven't been found at all, but there are small quantities of nitrates. And I made such a conclusion with the help of chemical reagents and special indicators.
Having conducted these experiments, what is the solution of this burning problem? How to help the community to consume high quality water?
In my opinion, the best solution is filtration and purify water because it is very contaminated.
Can you give us any advice how to do it properly?
Of course, there are a lot of ways how to filtrate our water, but the most effective ones are filtration with help of silver, activated carbon, and freezing water. And now, especially for you, I prepared 3 portions of water, which I have filtered at home in advance. Here you can see a glass water, frozen water, which has already melted. A glass of water filtered with the help of silver, and finally the third glass comprises some water which filtered with activated carbon. And now I'm adding potassium permanganate in order to see in which water there are harmful compounds which still there. If I explain to you the glass of water which color more intense and more rosier, means that that water will be the cleanest. And the glass of water where the color disappear over time means that that water has harmful substances and it isn't clear at all. So as you can see, the best way to purify water is using activated carbon, because in the third glass water is have the brightest color. So now you may be sure that this way purification water is the most effective and the safest.
Thanks for sharing this incredible advice with us.
You're always welcome.
So today we have listened to some tips that will help you to drink clean water and not to worry about its quality. We wish to stay healthy. Thanks for attention.
Okay, our recommendations, yeah. Okay, the task was to, so by the way, I'm really looking forward to hearing from you for your maybe verbal analysis, okay, because your task was to explain to us how safe is drinking tap water in our town, in Starovost and in which area of our hometown maybe the quality is really high quality, maybe the top high quality, okay? So you're welcome. And I do understand that you also need some state data here. It's here, please, yeah? But first of all, I did not switch it off, so you did not see the tasks. Okay, nevertheless, you heard it, yeah? Okay. Ready, my dear mathematicians?
So our task is to analyze the results of the scientific study of drinking water in our native town. Firstly, we have learned the results of the study, and our analysis is based on the research work done under the supervision of our chemistry teacher, Shvedako Malonson.
Secondly, we have compiled the data into the chart. Here you can see the main characteristics of drinking water in 4 regions of our hometown. It's Bulgarian residential area, Zhatneva residential area, Popova Street and Mero Street. After those experiments, with the help of computer program Excel, this data was transformed into the chart and graphics, which are going to be analyzed right now.
Okay, so this one I have to do this way? Okay, transparency.
The first diagram depicts transparency of our water in 4 local regions. You can see that the highest transparency is in Bulgarian residential area, 31 cm. Popova and Mero Street have less transparency, 26 cm, than in Zhatneva residential area. To sum up, Bulgarian and Zhytomyr residential areas have the cleanest water, so we can be confident on what we achieve.
The second line graph depicts on rigidity of water sediment in 3 liters of water in 4 regions. In comparison with Popova Street, Zhytomyr residential area and Mira Street have less contents of rigidity in 2 liters of water with a point of 2 grams. Bulgarian residential area has 3 grams in 3 liters, and finally Popova Street have the biggest amount of sediment in 3 liters of water with the point of 4 grams. That's why we can make a conclusion that Popova Street, Zhytomyr residential area and Mira Street are the safest ports in our town, and that's why the water here is the safest too.
Okay, next one.
So this graph shows the number of covalent ions in different districts of our town. As it is shown by the graph, in our Bulgarian residential area, the water has 4.2 milliliters of hydrochloric acid compound. By the way, in the Zhytomyr residential area, the quantity has noticeably increased to 5.1 and is on the highest level. From the graph, it is clear that Mira Street has the lowest index of hydrochloric acid solution. In comparison, Popova Street has even 4.5 milliliters of carbonate ions, which testifies that the water is stable and relatively safe and pure.
The next diagram shows acidity of our water in such 4 local regions. The highest acidity is in Zhytomyr residential area, 8 pH. On the second place is Popova Street with 7 pH. Bulgarian
In the winter, here we can see that Zhytomyr residential area has the highest point. It's 12 milligrams. The line goes down to Bulgarian residential area. Here we can see 6 points, which is in twice less than in Zhytomyr residential area. Secondly, Mira Street have a middle amount of organic matter pointed in winter. It's 8 points, and again the line goes to Popova Street, and here we can see 10 points of organic matter.
Zhytomyr is on the top.
Yes.
And I feel great sorry, I didn't know that you made such a thorough investigation. Just decided 4, not 5 or 6, yeah? Okay, one more please. This time it's in summer. Okay.
The last graph shows the organic matter content in summer. To compare with the fifth graph, we can see that in the Zhytomyr residential area, Mira and Popova Streets, the quantity of carbon compounds remains the same. From the graph, it is clear that in the Bulgarian residential area, the water
is lower a little bit, yeah?
It is 6 milligrams of oleic to oleic in summer, which is half less than in other districts of our town. To conclude, we can state we are supplied with high quality water.
Okay, so we should not worry. So we drink water, okay, which is really as for from its mathematicians really define that everything is okay with our water. Thank you very much.
Analyzing the state of water in our town, it is essential to state that it is satisfactory, but its smell, transparency, acidity, and content of mineral and organic contents differ in various residential areas.
That's why the best quality water is in the Bulgarian residential area, and it can be explained due to the better state of watering pipes. And unfortunately, the Zhytomyr residential area has the worst quality watering pipes.
And according to this maybe quality of the pipes.
This characteristic.
Thank you, Lona.
Water and links to life.
Life on planet water depends on the unique and unusual properties of water. Water is a mother and a matrix for life. The large head capacity and a high water content in organism contribute to the thermal regulation and prevent local temperature fluctuations. The high latent heat of evaporation gives a resistance to dehydration and considerable friction cooling. Water is an excellent solvent due to its polarity, high dielectric constant, and small size, particularly for polar and ionic compounds and salts. It has unique hydration properties towards biological molecules, particularly lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids that determine their structures and hence their functions in solution. This hydration forms gels that can erosively undergo to the gel sol phase transitions that underlie many cellular mechanisms. Water ionizes and allows easy proton exchange between molecules, so contributing to the richness of the ionic interactions in biology. The large heat capacity of the oceans and seas allows them to act as heat reservoirs such that sea temperatures increases and vary only a third as much as land temperatures and so moderate our climate. The compressibility of water reduces the sea level, giving us a 5% more land. And now, how does the temperature affect the density of water? Density is the mass of any material per unit volume. Most materials have a lower density of the liquid than the solid, but this isn't always true. Water has a higher density in the solid state, in the liquid state than the solid. So ice cubes float. Density is affected by temperature because as temperature increases, so does the kinetic energy of the particles. When temperatures rise, the air becomes less dense and rises, which is known as a low pressure system. When temperatures fall, the air becomes more dense and is known as a high pressure system. The more kinetic energy a substance has, the warmer it will be and the faster particles will be moving, which reduces the density of the substance. Temperature can only alter the number of molecules in the area. However, temperature cannot affect how many protons and neutrons are in each atom. And now Andrew will show you to experience with water.
Yes, I will do the experience with hot water, cold water, and oil with cold water. In the first experience, I will make hot water, cold water, and magnesium and ink. For hot water, I will add
Grains of manganese. Okay. Add as much as you want.
and for cold water.
Just some drops of ink. What for? To make our water. Doesn't want to work? Oh, nice.
And something from this.
Is it hot or warm? Is it hot? Hot. So be cautious, please. Be cautious with your fingers. Okay. It's not so easy. Okay, we have some nervous. No. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you. The experiment will be made the best way possible. Okay, your whole poor fingers are yours. So it was a good idea to take a tray, not to spoil the table. What can we see? Oh, we can see. Sometimes it happens, okay. All right. Okay. Now the second experiment that we will do. Okay, sometimes we make, sometimes we fail it doesn't matter, okay, so it's okay. Maybe you will go to the loo and you will so wash your hands, okay? All right, you will leave it as it is. Okay, we do understand that. So can you explain what will happen if hot water is just from the top?
They're not mixed because hot water has many moles.
Okay, its density is higher.
Yeah.
Its density is higher. Okay, that's why.
But when we the hot water in the top, they're mixed.
Okay, they will be mixed and maybe the colors were not nice. Okay, sometimes we fail, doesn't matter. Okay, but we should not take on. Maybe really, we shall stop here. We shall stop here. Okay, well, you want to show you one more, but your fingers are so dirty and weird. So first, maybe someone will give us a napkin if you have something. Maybe more practice. How's everything goes? Oh, see, such a beautiful thing. Just now he will show. Beautiful bubbles. Beautiful bubbles. Really, you are a magician. A burst of applause, my dear. The oil is?
Go in the top and the water.
Yeah. Just on the bottom here?
Yeah.
But why? So I can see some bubbles. Can I explain? Can you explain?
Bubbles, it's some molecules of oil because they not all go on top.
Oh, okay, so they are just stay in their place.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you feel free if you need to water your hand. Don't forget to clean this stuff in the surface of the table. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. All right.
Everyone knows that an idiom is an expression that has figurative or sometimes literal meaning. It's amazing how unpredictable the meaning of the idiom is. For example, in hot water means in trouble, but not talking about hot bath or shower. We'd like to share water idiom origins with you today. Let's take such idiom as of the first water. It means of the highest quality. It's interesting that this idiom dates back to at least the 17th century and is taken from the gem trade. The clarity of diamonds is assessed by the translucence. The more like water, the higher the quality. It's also exciting that this idiom William Shakespeare used in his Diamond of Athens in 1607. First water in diamonds means the greatest purity and perfection of their complexion, which ought to be that of the clearest drop of water, when diamonds lose its perfection, they are said to be the second or third water. Clear blue water. Originally, a term is taken from competitive rowing referee to an obvious gap between the leading boat and those following it. In more recent years, it has been used elusively to mean the discernible distance between the ideologies of two political parties. This idiom was first cited on 20th July 1870 in the article Yard and Harvard Boat Racing in the newspaper The Boston Advertiser. In the contemporary elusive sense, It was first used about the British Conservative Party and their opponents in 1990.
Fish out of water, meaning someone being in a situation they are unfamiliar or unsuited for. This idiom goes back to the year 1483 by the writing Geoffrey Chaucer. He wrote, "A huge man, a master of Warsaw, and knew all the posts not right well, like fish out of water as sat on his horse." So this idiom is applied metaphorically to people who looks like they are uncomfortable in certain situation.
Our group has got 18 incredible online books on stellar jump.
But we don't have to see Nastya Areshin, Nastya Nazarevsky, Nastya Zinarayuk, Anastasia Chepinska, almost everyone so has created a book. Okay, maybe just one book will pay for you and you won't. So which one do you want to show?
Now I want to present.
Okay, for you, some of them. Okay, maybe just, let's do it this way. Of course, we have no time, we will only show how it works. So, yeah, so look at these books. Okay, it's that one, yeah, so with interesting story. Is it this one or no? No, this one? No. We'll show you this, that one which you created, okay? This one. You try to make a different, okay, books like that, so it's water begins, yeah. This nicest one. Everybody, so the main idea was the task was given, so just to find a nice picture for that, maybe to show the meaning, and it's an example. Okay. Take this one. Okay, maybe we'll show another one. So, okay, unfortunately. So, my dear. So we shall have one more class today, business English, and maybe today at that time I will plunge you into the world of poetry. I wanted to show you how it's possible to make up such different kinds of poems. For example, acrostic or haiku or so-called syncat or sonnet or limerick with water. Okay, I'm very, very grateful that you have done whatever you could, of course. Thank you very much for your attention, and especially I'm grateful to my colleagues who came to my class to see how students are interested in this stuff. And I hope that the lesson was beneficial, instructional, and we shall drink water. You know what is the last slide of my presentation? May I show you? I don't say thank you for your attention. I will only ask you just this one. Drink water and stay healthy. Okay. So let's stand up and say goodbye. I don't think